Hello everyone, it is Joe here from OmniPoke, the channel that brings you guys everything Pokemon, and today we're looking at Turbo Darkrai. It's been revamped and some people are still playing it, and really I think it is still good in the format. I really thought that the presence of Field Blower would spell doom for this deck because it was so reliant on cards like Experience Share and Fighting Fury Belt at the time, but you can see we're playing 4 counts of EXP Share these days to try and counteract Field Blower. And this deck's been successful recently. It made 2 top 8s in Birmingham. I think it also did well in one of the special events, and it also came second in the League Cup in Birmingham as well, piloted by Nico Alabas, who was also one of the players in top 8 with this deck. So this really is a powerful archetype still. It is one of the most consistent decks in the format, as it always used to be, and I believe it's even more consistent than it ever was previously. So it's a really interesting archetype, and you can see I've got a couple of cards in here that are different from the top 8 lists. You can check those out. They are around on the Facebooks and stuff. On the Limitless TCG page, you can see Nico Alabas's. His is like the most simple list, and also Ojvin did well with it. So yeah, it's out there for you guys to see. This is my list. It's got a cut. This is actually like a techie build of this deck. Believe it or not, you can see we're only just breaking into the 3rd line with our trainers and stuff. Well, the entire deck itself is so easily built, so quickly built, that it's crazy that I'm having to profile a deck that only has 2 lines really of stuff to talk about. So maybe this will be a quick video. But anyway, let's get into it. First of all, we are playing 4 Darkrai EX. He is the main attacker. For that Dark Pulse attack, for 2 colourless energy, we deal 20, plus 20 more for each Dark Energy attached to all of our Pokemon. We have Oblivion Wing, we have Max Elixir, and we play 14 Dark Energy, so we'll pretty much never be missing attachments every single turn. So that's an extra 20 damage on top of whatever else. We have 4 EXP Share in the deck, so hopefully when we do suffer knockouts on our Darkrai's, we're not losing that much energy. Do bear in mind, of course, that people can Field Blower and KO, and then we're very sad. But there we go. That is what the entire deck is built around. He has a resistance to Psychic, which is notable because of Garbodor popping up, as well as Espeon GX. So this resistance is very good. 180 HP is nice. The weakness to Fighting is okay. You do fear things like Lycanroc and Zygarde, but they're not too huge right now. I think Lycanroc is going to be tested out more in future, but at the moment things like Tapu Lele and Lurantis are scaring away the fighting decks from being too popular, because most of them have a grass weakness. So Darkrai is pretty much having no weakness in the format, which is really nutty. Very good stuff for you. Then we have 2 non-EX Yveltal. It has 130 HP. For a non-EX, this is very good, and Yveltal is something we always want to either start with or be able to get into the active as quickly as possible. Because that Oblivion Wing is so good for us, we deal 30 damage and attach a Darkness Energy from our discard pile to one of our bench Pokemon. Great acceleration to add up the Dark Pulse, as well as set up Darkrai's quickly. But with Choice Band now, we can do turn 160. That's so good for setting things up. Because as you can see on the right of your screen, this deck is a ramp deck, and really we try and reach 1-hit KOs by turn like 4, 5. But until that point, we need to use things like Oblivion Wing to push things into our range of Darkrai. So Yveltal's great for this purpose as well. Getting those little pokes of damage on here and there, as well as then getting acceleration. It just fits perfectly in the deck. Its 2 retreat cost is really mitigated as well, thanks to the Ultra of the Moon, which is incredible for the deck. Then we have 2 Tapu Lele GX. It is in everything, pretty much. It has the Wonder Tag ability. Once you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench, you may search your deck for a supporter, put it into the hand. This is going to be fantastic for early in the game, getting Pokemon Fan Club. Obviously, we can't use Bridget because we're EX focused. It's also going to help us just get, you know, the other tech supporter we're playing, which is Hex right now, to improve some matchups. Then we have just remaining consistent with Lele and pretty good stuff. Because we've cut Trainer's Mail from the list, we need to have higher support accounts and also the 2 Lele to help support that, so that we make sure that we're consistent. The 2 one-offs we're playing is going to be Sudowoodo for its Roadblock. This is obviously going to help out against things like Mega Gardevoir and Mega Rayquaza. These are all issues for us. Also things like Raichu, Lycanroc to an extent. You improve by having Sudowoodo in here and other Raichu builds, things of that nature. And just in general, so many decks go for turn 1 Bridget now, that if you limit them to a 4 bench, it means they can't use their next Tapu Lele later on in the game. So just limiting people to 4 in general is very strong at times. Do be careful though, because this deck also likes having their bench full of Darkrai. So as long as you can help it, I would try not to put down Sudowoodo. Again, you don't care too much about the retreat cost. Putting a Dark Energy on it does suck, but it's not the worst thing in the world because it's still a plus 20 damage at the end of the day. Finally, we are playing the Oricorio. This is a tech being thrown into a lot of decks right now. The Supernatural Dance allows us to put 1 damage counter on our opponent's Pokemon in any way that we like for every single Pokemon in their discard pile. This is of course a tech for Vespiquen variants as well as, to an extent, Gyarados. It's kind of cheeky. It's not always effective against Gyarados, especially when they already play Machoke at times, if they're copying the Birmingham winning list, which people should be doing. But we do have Hex in the deck, so hopefully we can use this at some point in the game to get a couple of snipes here and there. Do bear in mind that we're not playing Rescue Stretcher in the deck, so you are limited to the single copy of Oricorio. The way we're going to try and beat Gyarados is to Oblivion Wing a bunch on Magikarps for easy prizes, Darkrai when we have to, and Oricorio. Hopefully it's going to KO a couple of Shaman here, a couple of Magikarps here and there to keep up in the prize race. We need to deal with Octillery, and once we've dealt with Octillery with a Darkrai, then we have to try and N and stabilize via N. But even with Oricorio, I feel it's a very difficult matchup. It's really down to whether or not your opponent can draw out of Ns on the Gyarados player's side, because they will likely race ahead in prize cards. But I like the Oricorio mainly for the Vespiquen matchup, because that's becoming more popular, and there's no point in us doing 200 damage by turn 4 if it's against a 90 HP Pokemon, and they can respond KO. So instead, we're going to have our own non-EX to hopefully take, 2 prizes of our own. If we get rid of a Combee and a Vespi in 1 turn, that's 130 damage. So that's 13 Pokemon in the discard pile. They need to have at least 13 in there to knock out a Darkrai. So that's going to be good news for us as long as we can time our Oricorio nicely. So that's going to round out the Pokemon. Let's jump to the energy. 14 Dark. We play a huge amount of Dark Energy, because we want to find them in the opening hands to Sycamore and Ultra Ball away for Oblivion Wing. We also want to have them every single turn to attach manually, and we need to hit our elixirs as often as possible. This is, like, alongside Volcanion, the highest energy count we've seen. The Schultz brothers actually played 15 energy in their lists, and both the Birmingham lists played 15 as well. I think 14 is fine. Like, 15 is a lot of energy to play, you know what I mean? I think 14 is already a silly amount of energy. But I think I'm happy at least to draw the line at 14 so I can fit in Hex Maniac. I believe it's important enough right now to play the card. Let's have a look at our trainer cards. 3 VS Seeker, as is becoming more and more standard because of Garbodor variants. We want to play less of these. We make up for it by having higher supporter counts overall. Again, this is something that the Schultz brothers played 2 of, and I believe Nico and Odgwin both did the same. Now that I play Hex, I want to go back up to the 3 count, because there's things like Vikabulu and there's things like Metagross that we have to Hex chain. And when you're only playing 2 VS Seekers, it's hard to Hex chain. So having the extra 3rd one, I feel very happy with. We are then playing the 4 Max Elixir. This is what the whole deck is functioned around. Getting energy into play, keeping it into play, and Max Elixir helps us ramp that much quicker. Ultra Ball is integral as well for the deck to get into our Pokemon, mainly Tapu Lele to Fan Club, which gets us the whole team. And also it gets Darks in the discard pile for Oblivion Wing in the early turns, which is phenomenal. Then we have the 4 of Altar of the Moon. This is one of the reasons why Darkrai has remained powerful. This is phenomenal for the deck. This is, like, amazing. I believe this is the reason why the deck has survived, because free retreat on all of your Dark Pokemon is incredible. The entire deck has a 2 retreat cost or lower, so as soon as we put a Dark Energy on any of our Pokemon, we can simply move between them, as long as we have Altar of the Moon in play. And this really helps out whenever Darkrai is able to sponge hits. We can get hit, retreat into our next one, attack, take a hit, retreat into our next one, and keep attacking like that, forcing the opponent to have a Lysandre every single turn, and trying to keep up with the tempo with this deck whilst Lysandring at the same time. It's very difficult, so the Altar of the Moon is going to be fantastic. Bear in mind as well, we can even attack with Tapu Lele quite a lot for energy drive to finish things off, so that again can be within our rotation of moving between our Pokemon. So very, very good stuff. Let's have a look at the supporters. The fan club, I've already mentioned, this guy gets the whole gang out. Well, typically it's going to be 2 Darkrai's or 1 Darkrai, 1 Yveltal, depending on your board. But this is excellent. We can't play Bridget because it can only search out for 1 EX, and that's really bad for you. I'd rather just play like a Nest Ball or something. So fan club's going to be in here for the turn 1 Lele plays. We have 14 Dark Energy. There's so many times where we'll have Dark Energy in hand that we can simply, if we go first especially, we can Lele fan club, attach and pass. Like, that's all we need because we've set ourselves up with a nice board from then on, which is very cool. The Hex, I've said, Vikabulu, Metagross, Volk. I think Volk is sort of coming back as well, even though Turtonator can still get 1-hit KOs, of course. But Hex is going to help out, at least in the early turns, to stop them going for crazy power heaters on the non-EX. So, there we go. We are going to play 3 Lysandre. You could go down to the 2 Lysandre, back up to 4 VS you could count if you want to go more standard. But I still think that Drampagab is important enough to tech around at least where we can. So having a 3 Lysandre count I think is still fine right now. 4N for Professor Sycamore, standard counts of high counts of cards. We ramp so much that typically N is on our side. We're losing prizes before going back up ahead and steaming through with like 200 damage a turn. Plus, and in these cases, N is going to be phenomenal for trying to get us back into the game. And then we have the 4 counts of the tools that are most important. Choice Band helps Darkrai ramp that much more, and it also means that Yveltal is hitting ridiculous numbers as well. So, just amazing. It's like having extra energy on the board, but you don't have energy on the board. And of course, with Field Blowers around, you play these over, over Fury Belts now. It's just much more aggressive than it used to be. And the 4 count of the XP share, mainly because we need to re-establish them after they've been field blowered off, because the deck does lose the game if you just lose energy. You just peter out and you have nothing left. So EXP share important in here to make sure that our damage remains stable. For Pokemon options, there really aren't many. I think the only one that I'm heavily considering is Jirachi for Stardust. This can help out against Drampas, it can help out against Ninetales as well to an extent, and also Decidueye. You can get rid of their energies in the early turns, and this builds, or gives you time to start ramping. Again, because it does a little 10 poke, this can be a 40 damage poke with a Choice Band, and that's actually like relevant on a lot of things. Like doing a 40 poke on a Decidueye sounds really good to me, especially if they can't attack you in response. They need to have 3 in play to snipe down the Jirachi. And that's not often the case, and you can play around that. But yeah, it's better more so on things like Drampa, even Zoroark to an extent as well. So, and even Vespi, if you're trying to build up, you could try and play Jirachi. At the moment, I'm playing Oricorio as this sort of slot. I think Sudowoodo is also flexible depending on whether or not you're expecting Mega Decks. Really, Ray and Guardy are the 2 that you're trying to cover with Sudowoodo. So potentially with those not being too popular right now, you could change that for Jirachi. I think otherwise the Pokemon are absolutely sound. I wouldn't play the Coco promo. Even though it is a nice free retreater and it's not difficult to get 2 energy attached, I still think Oricorio is more versatile right now. Although it does somewhat hurt your... It's like not a great lead for you, but still decent enough. From there, I feel everything else is self-explanatory. The deck is just so simple and just gets the job done every game. So let's jump into the ladder and prove that point right now. Or potentially I won't, who knows. Every deck can still clunk out. 14 energy is a lot, so bear that in mind. But yeah, the deck is just really simple to play, and going into large tournaments, it's good to have the same game plan for every single matchup. Just vomit energy and attack for a lot of damage. Still pretty good in the game, so hopefully we'll find a game any minute now on the ladder, and we'll see how it all goes for us. I think the Hex Maniac is important right now to throw into the deck, as is the Oricorio. Those are really the only changes I've made to already well-established deck, so not too creative from me this time round, but I believe those changes are important to adjust to what's been popular lately, and we'll see if it's going to be enough to succeed today. We are up against Greninja, which is a pretty awkward matchup. We have the Hex now, which makes it better. We can ramp up very quickly with Darkrai. Maybe we could be okay here. Darkrai previously used to be quite good against Greninja just because he ramped so quickly. But now we're not playing Trainer's Mail, we ramp a lot slower, right? So we need to hope to hit 2 elixirs turn 1, really. And without Shaman draw, that's a lot less likely. They're playing Silent Lab. They're playing Talon as well. Talonflame makes it much harder if they happen to start with it. They chose to mulligan that away with Talonflames because they didn't have any ball search cards. Getting these extra draws is actually going to be really big for us to hopefully get a big old Elixir KO turn 1, if they can't end us. Okie doke, let's take some mulligans. Okay, we don't need Sudowoodo. They did lead Talonflame, that's a really big deal for them. Ah, no. Oh, they scooped. Hello? Hello? What are you playing at, bruh? You started Talonflame and then just scooped. What? Why, though? Well, we learned nothing. Let's get into another game. I mean, if he was choosing to mulligan earlier, I'd imagine his hand would have been good. And I don't think Darkrai is something you just scoop to straight away. Maybe it is. Yeah, Greninja likes hitting 170, not 180. Maybe it's still fine for Darkrai. Especially with the Hex, we were probably fine. I feel like we probably should have won that game. But when they start Talonflame and all that other stuff... didn't even see how good our hand was straight away. Such an early scoop, that's madness. Let's get into another game and hopefully this time our opponent will play with us for a little longer. They do need to call the coin here. It's a big decision. Okay. They are going to go first here. And we have one of those hands that will happen every now and then. Just a bunch of energy. We see a Mew in the active. Is this... Oh my goodness, it's Rainbow Force. At least I think it's Rainbow Force. There's a Fairy Garden. Probably, maybe Rainbow Force? Doesn't Rainbow Force play Skyfield? I don't know what this is. All I know is I've got a massive cough right now. The turn 1 Lily, huh? Seems good. They're going to Ultra Ball. Yep, it is indeed Xerneas. But if they play Fairy Garden, I don't know what's going on here. They fell an Elixir, which is good. There's EXP share. We don't play our own field blowers, so that stays. See another Ultra Ball. 3 Sycamores gone already. Oh, 2. Yeah, 3. There's the Volk. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16. That's a lot of damage. I guess with Choice Band you don't even need Skyfield anymore. 18, 19. Yeah, he's at 190. And as you can see on the side of the thing, 1-hit KOs is a problem. Definitely a problem. Let's get our own version of Fairy Garden into play. We can't not Sycamore because we'll lose the game if we don't find a basic. And we found a basic. There's a Tapu Lele though. I'll take Fan Club because I'm going to need it. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10. You need 10 with Lele next turn. If we hit this, which is typical, because you should always hit those. Maybe I should just retreated Darkrai. Nah, I think this is fine. I think Lele's better in the early game for us. Oh, we're in so much trouble though. This is not a matchup we were hoping to see. So much damage. I'm surprised they play Mew, because Tapu Lele should really be that slot. The psychic type. Rainbow Force is still around, guys. Look how many items in the discard pile. They don't care. Why should they care about how many items in the discard pile? They're up against a Darkrai. Give me that energy. Give me that energy. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Is it even worth road blocking? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18? No. It's not worth road blocking. Just get the non-EX down. I'm gonna need him. Definitely gonna need him. We never get end here, right? We don't have a N. Uh-oh. Maybe I should have gone fan club for Yveltal and Lele. Probably better. Yeah, that's probably better. Because I need to end this hand from the opponent next turn. This is a problem. There's a Rainbow Force for a hella amount of damage. Going down to 2 prizes. Top deck end one time? No. No, no, no. Well, if they don't have Lysandre in that hand, we have got incredibly lucky. Let's poke him for 10. I'm so upset. I mean, it's just a crazy deck choice in this meta. It's a crazy deck choice in this meta. There it is. Never punished. Madness. Okay. Return of Rainbow Force, anyone? I don't know. I would probably say no. But if Trampagard's going down in play, then it's a really smart call. It's either a really smart call from a player or someone who just doesn't care and wants to play Rainbow Force anyway. Either way, destroys our deck the way that we started at least. Let's get another game in. We had a Ninja Scoop and we lost to a Rainbow Force. So far we haven't seen many new decks. Oh dear. It's another hand full of just dark energy and nothing else. Oh dear. Oh no. Oh no. We have 4, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 outs for a supporter turn 1. Oh, looks like we're up against Vespi. Oricorio, save me. One time. Gonna see the Ultra Ball kick us off here. So yeah, 15 outs. So we have like a 33% chance. Probably a little lower than 33, like 31% chance or something of drawing out of this. Then we have an even higher chance of simply drawing a Pokemon, which means we don't have to draw a supporter this turn. We'll see. So we have 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22 outs, I think, I want to say. To draw either a Pokemon or a supporter, which would keep us in the game. Oh, the DC Lele, interesting. And it's going to be the Sycamore here. Again, no Field Blower from us is painful in the deck, because that Choice Band is here to stay. But at least the Sycamore wasn't many Pokemon, it was just other resources. Here's the first Vespiquen in the bin. It's their third Ultra Ball played as well. Very early to be out of Ultra Balls for Vespi. It's good news. And the pass. Well, we drew a blank. Now we have even higher chances of drawing out. That's the upside, guys. Plus, if he moves the unknown, he can't Farewell Letter, so we can Lysandre it again. So this could be jokes. Gonna see the special charge come in early. Interesting. That means they don't have DCE to burn this turn. It means they're digging for DCE. Yeah. Oh. Oh my god, he's gonna N us? Whoa! That is amazing news. That is great news. Why? Why would you end me there, my friend? What is this madness? Okay, Acrobite's getting rid of a combi. 20 damage in there so far. It'll be 40 with unknowns. Has he found himself energy to hit us with Lele or not? I would really hope not. I would really hope. Oh, he got it. Sadness. So this Darkrai is going to take a pounding. Energy Drive gets rid of resist as well, so it's a clean 90 damage. Which is a worry, of course. Seeing Oricorio this early is frustrating, because I have to put it down because I don't play Pokemon Recovery. So that's sadness. We're going to get rid of these, get Darkrai. We prize both Yveltal. Oh no. More issues propping up. So, I'm going to attach EXP share here. And Sycamore. We do get ourselves Sudowoodo though, which is good. Elixir hits. We didn't find a stadium, which is really awkward for us. We're going to start fighting the Lele. EXP share is definitely not on the ideal targets here. But we need to sustain the damage. Gonna see some farewell letters coming in. Into another unknown. Sudowoodo is quite good because it does deny quite a few like clef key chains and stuff. Or hopefully at least. Like if he wants to keep this unknown around, he kind of wants to, right? Because he needs to keep it for clef key. Unless his hand's really bad. Stretcher to draw a card. That's both stretchers gone. One Combi, one Vespi in the discard. No sign of Zoroark yet. Let me see the retreat here. They don't have a knockout. Ah, they get rid of their Lele. Nice. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're still short by 10. Ah, they got it with Zoroark. Okay. So they need to discard both unknown here. Or find their 4th Ultra Ball to get the KO. Or find Choice Band. These are all the options. Gonna see the farewell letter. At this point he can start doing more clef keys if he has them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the discard pile. There's another unknown. There's Acrobike. 8. Second special charge is going to be used here. Oh no, it's the first special charge. Is it? Wait, did I click on it before? Yeah, it's the second special charge. There we go. Calm it down. Calm it down. Ultra Ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And the Be Revenge. Oh, Darkrai's a really good draw. That's no. Replacing the stadium. Do I feel like doing it? We'll never get end. I think the stadium does more for us right now. It stops him getting like Klefki damage. Well, I guess I'd take the KO this turn, so we'll open up one bench slot anyway. Is it worth me opening up more bench slots? I don't think so, because then he can get like Oranguru down and such. And Zoruas. So let's just Dark Pulse. I would really prefer not to be Lysandre KO'd here. If they have DC Lysandre, I'll be very sad. In comes Vespi. It has free retreat regardless, so... Let's see how much damage they're at. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So they just need Choice Band. There's Shaman. Setting up for 2 cards, so they don't have the most playable hand. Or they're sat on a supporter already. There's DCE. Maybe he was digging to find Lysandre. Maybe he's still digging to find Lysandre. There's another Vespi. That makes our Oricorio much worse. 13. Let's see if he can get there. 30 off so far. Let's see the Sycamore. 10 off, I think. 4, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15. Choice band. So it's an overkill. Doing 210 here. Oh no, 200. Did I count wrong? I must have counted wrong. 2, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Not good. Not good for us. Come on, N. Hold the fort. Be a man. Save the team. Oh, that moment when you play 14 energy and miss an elixir. Gotta love it, haven't you? Gotta love this game. Alright, don't get lucky, Vespi. Don't get lucky against me. I mean, you have a very thin deck size, so it's not much to ask for. 3, 6, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So he literally just needs double colourless to win the game. Has his own Oricorio. Lysandre is not game. Oh. Oh my. Oh my goodness. We did it, boys. Alright, let's start KOing this. We got there. N did a thing. Of course, they could have Forest, but I think they're out of double stretchers as well. So this is their last Vespiquen. And it's about to die. More clicks involved. Okay, that's a lot of clicks for one prize, but I think we win now. There's the 4/4 Vesp in the discard pile. They can't KO Oricorio on our end. I think we did it. I think we got there. Lucky potentially. It's gonna be another Lysandre. We have infinite dark energy, don't be ridiculous. Just the pass, just the pass. Go on, make me click a million clicks. Yeah, make me click a million clicks. Do it. And here we go. This is why I play Oricorio. Oh, he did the good thing. He knows that that would take me forever and a day. Oricorio did a thing. Beat a Vespi. Still very jammy. Don't tell him. But yeah. Nice. Let's I think this is a Volk now, so this is a good spread of decks. We beat a Vespi without drawing a supporter for the first 3 turns. Well, we had Hex. But we'll take it. Going first here, with the Fan Club, with the energy, with double Elixir. How do we lose? This is incredible. This is a great start. even though it's against Volcry. Oh, that is not a Volcanion. That's a Charizard. What year is this? What year is this, huh? Well, let's see. We prized 2 of our choice bands. Interesting. Oh no, prize 1 choice band. 1 choice band, 1 EXP share, 2 energy. No! What? Come on, game. Let's not do this. Okay. I was about to go schizo. That'll do. Not going to play around Delinquent from a fire deck. Ooh, we got End. Maybe I should have played the choice band. We'll see. What am I up against? What is this? What's going on here? I'm uncertain. Is it worth just VS seeking more Pokemon out? I guess it is. I think this is fine. Let's just get the team. The squad goals. I could just go for 1 and 1 Lele for next turn. I think that's fine. Keep my Ultra Balls. But I could potentially Ultra Ball the Darkrai out anyway next turn, right? Let's start with the Dark Pulse. Cheeky 110, turn 2. Whilst whiffing an Elixir. Sadness. Charizard Spirit Link, huh? Well then. Prepare for Heat Typhoon. Yes, I am reading this card because I don't know what it does. I'm pretty sure this is for your benefit as well. We're getting End here. Into a beautiful hand. God, what a champ Megazard is. Gonna see an Ultra Ball. It's gonna be double Mega Turn? Double Mega Turn incoming. Who needs Hooper EX when you can just get the Zards out? Oh no. Don't mind me, it's just a Orangaroo. That's a pass. You're getting Lysandred because you're maybe a threat, question mark. Should I have done that? Who knows? But I've done it now, so don't judge me. We'll do these things. Back in Delinquent range. Dark Pulse. 150 damage. None of your Typhoons today. Zard. This is where he goes Mega Turbo, DCE, Typhoon, heads. He Elixir to the bench but missed. He attached to the active as well. So now he needs to... I don't know what he needs. He needs a lot. We're up against Charizard. Come on. Come on now. Only in an OmniPoke video. Yeah, that sounded like victory to me. Okay. I mean, I'm on the high side of the ladder as well. I don't know how am I meeting these people? Anyway. That'll do it for Darkrai. Some weird games, but I'm out of time. So, we saw the Vespiquen game was quite good. We were sort of just hanging on by the skin of our teeth there, but Oricorio did prove its value as the one of, and obviously did a lot of damage. So, there we go. That is Darkrai in a nutshell. It is quite an easy deck to build, quite an easy deck to play as well, in all honesty. Just need to know to move between your Darkrai's when you're able to preserve energy on the board. Try and play around Field Blur when you can, but at the same time, just dropping the tools and digging harder is oftentimes a good approach. So there we go, guys. What do you think about Turbo Darkrai? Is it just a meme that it's back, or is the deck actually viable? What do you think about the Hex Maniac and the Oricorio? My inclusions from a previously winning deck. So there we go. I think they help out the deck currently in the meta, and I think the deck just looks more solid with those cards in there. So let me know what you think down below. Please leave a like to the video if you did. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, it has been Joe from OmniPoke, and I'll be seeing you next time. Cheers.